Welcome to the channel. This is Waga. As always, like the video. If you have a question, you can ask it in the comment section. Share the video around, and you can start the repository included in the description on GitHub. This is actually Waga from the future. After I finished recording all the videos, I just wanted to explain a small section about this video. I recorded the video about Watch a while back, I think in May, when Flutter upgraded to Flutter 1.17. I believe now it's 1.19. We're in June right now as I'm speaking. And when it upgraded, it broke several, what are they called? Several packages. Several packages did not work with the new upgraded Flutter, right? So when Flutter upgraded to the stable version, I always work with the stable version, right? So what you'll see in my video is my suggestions on how you can fix the how you can make the package the package we're using, which is I believe the cached is it cached or cached image and date picker. They didn't work with the new version of Flutter 1.17, but in the future the problem was solved. So what you will see is me trying to solve that particular issue of when Flutter got the stable version got upgraded, and I also upgraded, and it led to breaking changes with our packages. But otherwise, if you're in the future and you can start your app and it doesn't have any issues, you can ignore this. I also covered this, if you can remember, in the and I believe the second tips on this series. Yeah, I covered this in tips on this series, but I thought I'd mention it because it's in particular it affects this video. So we shall continue from there. Welcome to the channel. This is Waga. We will continue building our chill app, and but there are a few issues I would like to correct because I noticed that there are a few problems that you can run into. Recently I upgraded to there was a new stable channel, Flutter channel, that is 1.17 that you can see here, that I upgraded to, and upgrading to it created problems with two of our packages. So two of our packages are not working. Like for example, if we come to run, you get this error that says that the superclass diagnosable has no unnamed constructor that takes no argument, right? So I thought that we should fix this first before we move on. Now there are two ways to fix this. This one comes from the Flutter datetime picker. You could go into the files and you could go into the file, add a mixin, and everything will be fine. But an easy way, and I think this is the best way to look for it, to sort it out, is to go to pub.dev, look at the particular package. This is Flutter datetime, right? Datetime, is it one word? Is datetime time one word? Okay, Flutter datetime picker. So we come to the Flutter datetime picker, we go to the repository, and we go to issues. And this is the issue that we have. It was there on March 24th. Datetime picker has no unnamed constructor. Now, if you read this, you find other people have also come up with that. And this is one solution. You could come here and go to the datetime picker theme.dat in the SRC and write class datetime picker with diagnosable. Add this mixin, and it will work. Another way you could do it is you could come here, copy this. This is if you run into the problem, right? Because in the second problem that we run into with upgrading is that it works on some and doesn't work on others, right? So like on my Android, I didn't have this problem, but I had it on my iOS. So I don't know what the matter is. So we come back here to Flutter datetime picker, and we can correct it, right? Like so. And we hit pub.get. And yeah, so that should sort out our problem. That's the first problem. Next, we're going to deal with the second problem, and then you're going to move to the matches repository. That is going to be our video for the day. We're going to work on the matches repository and work on the matches page. So that is the first problem you may face potentially. It's not the same. Like if I open the current version we're building, I didn't have this problem, but the previous version has the problem. So maybe in such a situation, you could think of running something like, say, you could come here and say Flutter clean, which will delete the build folder. So you could just delete the build folder and then try it again. And after this, let's correct, rather, not create. We have enough problems, no need to create them. We need to correct the second problem. I encountered this on Android. It is to do with the extended image, and it says something about the animator package. For some reason, I did not get the same problem on iOS. But the way you go with that, that's the extended image that we use, the one that loads these images, and basically also the same, we use it also here, right? And this is what we're going to work on today. But how you sort it out, right, is let's go to pub.dev and we search for extended image, and just get the dev package. You see, there's 0.72 and 0.73 dev. Just get the dev package and come here, and you could say 3-dev, and when you hit that, when you get that using pub.get, the problem is going to go away. The one, it's something to do with animator package. I do not have the exact name with me, but basically those are the two problems I've encountered since I upgraded to Flutter 1.17 and also updated to that 2.81. So those are the two problems I encountered with those two packages, the Flutter datetime picker, and for that we just get this, and I showed you you can get that in the repository, in the GitHub repository. Just follow the video. And the next one is extended image. You just get instead of 0.72 as we had put in the when we're using the old stable Flutter version, and we have updated to the new stable Flutter dev version, Flutter version, not dev, Flutter version. I just get 0.73 dev-dev. This one will this one does not have the issues with the animator package that we had in the previous that are available in the previous one. So basically, with that done, we can now start working on a repository that will handle this this page. Now, if I can go through the page quickly, is that if you, just to remind you, I know it's been, I think, a couple of videos since we actually looked at this page, and what happened is these are the people who have selected you, who have ticked you, like they maybe like your picture and stuff, and so you will get them here in the people who chose you. So you could come here and click on them, and then you have an option of, if you click on this, the heart, the image will come at the top, right? If you click on the X, you pass on them, right? And if you click outside, the image disappears. You could do the same to Romeo, and Romeo in this case, you can see we made him in the same on the same simulator. You can click on the heart and the X. I don't know why the heart is white. I should change the color. The color in the final version will be red, right? It will be like it'll be a bit like this. We'll make it we'll just make it red instead of white. But for some reason, when I was building this, I put this as white. Okay, we're going to make that red. And then, supposing this person has picked you, if you click on the heart and then they log in, they find you, both of you have clicked on each other, you come to the matched user. In this case, matched user, we have test1, who is a matched user. And when you click on the matched user like so, you get this chat button. And when you click on the chat button, they move over and appear in your, what's it called? In your messages. And in messages, from there, you can just click on their name and start typing their information, and you can start communicating basically. So if both of you select each other, you appear in the matched users. If one of you selects the other, you appear on the people who chose you. Like if somebody has chosen you, you get people who chose you, and so basically that's that. And as always, the first place to start out is with the repository, and that's what we're going to do next. Now we have opened our chill app, the one that we're building right now, As you can see here, I still have 0.72 because I'm guessing it works. If it doesn't work, we'll just put 0.73-dev. Because on the finished version, the one that you can see on the screen, is let's just give ourselves let's move this a bit. Yeah, like so. Yeah, so the finished version, the extended image has no problem. It's just on my Windows where I have the Android emulator. I keep it there because it takes 12 GB or 13 or thereabouts. This package, the extended image, has an issue, but here we don't have the issue. So thankfully, I'll leave it like that. But when we are running it and trying it out, if it has an issue, I'll put 0.73. I just tested it on the finalized version to see whether or not the issue was also present here. Anyway, enough talking. It's time for action. We are working on the repository, so we could come here and in the repositories, we could right click and a new .dat file called matches and matches repository. Let's just call it matches repository, like so. Also, we should do the same ideally with the pages, but I didn't do that, and I'll stick to that for now. But yeah, and also I had a question. Is there I haven't found an opinionated view on whether you should call what you see on the UI portion. Are they screens? Some people call them pages. I've even seen views. I normally go with, let's hit enter here. I normally go with pages, but I've seen views and anyway, screens, whichever floats your boat, as long as we understand each other. Anyway, yeah, so let's continue. As you know, a repo just abstracts the details that we can use or that we will use on the matches folder. It will interact with our Firestore, and I believe, yeah, it will interact with our Firestore primarily. I don't think we have anything to do with Firebase or Firebase storage, right? Firebase auth or Firebase storage, but we will interact with our Firestore. So for that, we could just come here and we could call it class matches repository, like so, and we can come down here. It's going to have a dependency on Firestore, but not Firebase or there are no images being processed here. So we could just say final Firestore, and this is going to, we import of course Firestore. Let's give ourselves a bit more real estate, and this is going to be Firestore, like so, and then if Firestore, we need to inject Firestore into the matches repository and instantiate it internally. This helps us with injecting mock instances that we can use to test. This would be helpful if we wanted to test, and it's what's recommended with if you look at the documentation. So for that, we could save ourselves a bit of time and come to the user repository. I think the user has two. Let's go to the search repository. It only has Firestore, right? So it will save us a bit of time and it's closer. Here we copy. You know, the user repository has both Firebase and has dependencies of both Firebase auth and Firestore. Here we only have Firestore, so it's better to copy from this, right? Save ourselves a bit of code typing, and this is going to be matches repository. So we could say matches repository, like so, and this has a dependency on Firestore, as you can see. And after that, we have we get the list called the matched list. That's the first method we're going to deal with, and this is going to be called get matched list, like so, and this is going to take the user ID, and it's going to be a stream, and of course of type query snapshot, like so. You can give it a bit of space, and what it's going to return is going to be, we're going to get Firestore, like so, and we're going to specify the collection we want. What's wrong? Oh, okay. Collection. The collection we want is going to be the users collection. This is stored on the users collection, and we specify the documents that we're going to look at, because the documents are stored according to the user ID. So you could say here the document is going to be the user ID that we pass in, and in that document, remember the document collection, how you store it in Firestore. The collection, each user is going to have a matched list. So the collection in question is going to be the, remember to put a string here, it's going to be matched list, like so, right? And after that we are going to return snapshots, dot snapshots, like so. Yeah, so that's the first method. It's called it's called get matched list. Okay, we continue. The next method is going to be called get selected list, the people you have selected, and for that we could say stream, and it's going to be, it's pretty much almost the same as this, get selected list, and in it we pass in the user ID, like so, and you pass in the user ID, and we're going to return Firestore, and the collection that we're going to look at is going to be basically the same users collection. There are going to be two collections, main collections, that's the user and the messages, right? So we go into the users, and the messages we haven't gotten to them, right? So we could say the document here, and we are going to use the user ID, and in it we're going to find a collection called what's it called? It's called selected lists, like so, and we're going to get the snapshots. That is the condition that they're in at the moment, what they look like. So snapshots, like so. So that is going to be our second method. And now we can go and get the user's details. The next thing we get is we get the user's details. So for that we could say get user details, and for this we just pass in the user ID, like so, and this is going to be an async because we're going to wait on something, and it's going to resolve into a future of type user, like so, and I think we need to bring in the user from the models, so like so, and we are done for that. And now we can give ourselves more real estate and continue down here. So we could say user, and this is going to be an instance of user, like so, and we can work here. We can say we're going to await small a, await underscore Firestore, and we're going to hit the collection, and the collection we're going to hit predictably is, why am I getting to, okay, let's just give it users, that's the collection, and after that the document is going to, we're going to pass in the user ID, and after that we're going to get, and then we could say then, and why is this, Oh, I seem to have an extraneous comma here. We should do that. Yes, that's how you solve the problem. I was wondering why I'm getting an error, and yeah. So we could take the user rather, not users. Yeah, we could take the user, and what we want to do here is we are going to take user.uid is going to be equal to the user.document ID, like so, and then the user.name is going to be user, and remember we're dealing with a map here, so we could say name, like so. The user.age is going to be user, and we can put in the age, like so, age, and location, send me location, user.location. I think I've already talked about the UFC. User location, like so, and user.gender is going to be user, user, we could pass in the gender, and then the user dot interested in is going to be the user interested in. I think we've already done this before, so it's pretty self-explanatory. Just a bit of the drudgery of coding where you have to watch me do all that. And what we return, of course, is the user object, like so. Okay, and after that we have another method. Yes, we have the method here that you can see. It's called openChat. And we come here and we say open chat, and open chat is going to take two parameters, which is the current user and the selected person. So you could say current user ID and the selected user ID. It's going to wait, so it's going to be an async. And what you're going to await, this is going to resolve to a future. So I could say future there. And what is going to await is, as always, await is going to be, we're going to wait on Firestore, and we're going to hit the collection, same collection basically, until it gets to messages. And the document in question is going to be the current user ID. The collection is going to be a collection called chats. And after I make the first one, it will be we will look into the Firebase so that you can see how exactly it's created, and the document in that collection that we want is going to be document, and it's going to be the selected user ID that we pass in there, and we're going to set data, and for that we're just going to have a timestamp, a key value for timestamp, and here we could say okay, you can put a semicolon here. And this is going to be time stamp, and the timestamp is going to be simple. You can get it by datetime dot now, like so. So basically that's the timestamp, and after that No, sorry, it's supposed to be that, not there. Okay, and after that we're basically going to do the same to the other person. So basically we're going to come here and we're going to switch the current user ID and the selected user ID so that they can also have it in theirs, right? So that it can be equal opportunity, so that either person can start the chat and move things forward, right? So for that, instead of reinventing the wheels after the Sumerians, we could just copy this code like so, hit copy, come down, and we're going to reach into users, and here it's going to be selected user. Here it's going to be selected user ID. Selected, remove the T, and here it's going to be the current user ID. So basically any person can initiate the chat. It's not just the person who clicked. So if you click on this and you hit open chat, both of you will have the ability to actually start the chat. It doesn't have to be the person who clicked first or clicked last. It's open. Let's put a comma here so that we can wait. Oh, it's actually that. Okay, yeah. So basically that's the open chat method, and after that, what we want to do is we're going to delete. Once you click on the on this, and I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to do it so that you can still have it on the screen. Once you click on the match on the text on the chat button, I'm going to delete you from the match list. So we're going to delete this. We're going to delete you from here so that you move into the chat area, right? The messaging area. So once you click on that, you're moved. So for that, that's what you're going to do next. What we do is we're supposed to delete you from the matched users, and for that we say await. It's going to be the same firestore and dot collection, and the collection we're going to delete you from is the users collection, and the document we are going to reach into is called the current user ID, and the collection in question is going to be the matched list, like so. We call it matched list. Wait, matched list. Yeah, just make sure that the L is capitalized so that they know they're dealing with the same list. And here we're going to get a document with the selected user ID. And what we're going to do with this document is we're just going to come here. We're just going to delete it like so. And after that, we're going to do the same. Since we deleted you from being a matched user, we're going to delete test. We're going to delete you from test's matched user. I believe this user is called password. So we've deleted test from test1 from passwords matched users, and now we're just going to do the opposite. And for that, we could just come here and copy, and we can hit copy, and we can come down here and we can paste, and we can give ourselves a bit more space, and we can come here to users, and this is going to be selected user ID. And what we're going to do here is we're going to delete the current user ID. So yeah, so basically that we're going to hit delete. Yeah, and yeah, so basically that is what we're going to do. We are going to come here and we're going to reach into the users, current user, matched list, and inside there's going to be a document with the selected user ID, and that's what we're going to delete. And we're just going to return the favor by doing the opposite. And now we're going to pick the select user, and also there's a delete user, right? Yeah, delete. You can also delete a user, remember, if you pass on them. Like if you come here and you don't like you change your mind, or somebody chose you and you don't like them for some reason. I can't seem to be able to click. Okay, yeah. So, oh yeah, here it comes. Yes. Okay, for some reason, yeah. So basically, that doesn't work out. Yeah, you delete them. So that's what we're going to do that's what we're going to do next. The next method is going to be, we could just create the delete user and then the next one. So we could say delete user is going to return nothing. So we could say delete user, like so. And this one is going to take the current user ID and the selected user ID, and it's going to be an async, and what it's going to return is going to be, we're going to await Firestore, and we're going to reach into the collection of users. We can copy these 2 lines. We can reach into the collection of users. We can come here, do that, hit the collection of users, and in that we're going to reach into a collection of called selected list. Those you have selected list, like so. And in there we're going to reach for a document with the selected user ID, and what you're going to do to it is we're going to delete it, like so. So we hit that, and yeah, that's the delete method. Now next, it's the method where when you select a user, yeah, and this is just going to pass along, create a document with a name and their photo URL, rather a link to their photo URL. That's what the select user is just going to basically do. Or for both users, the selected and the selectee, or the one who has been selected. That's what you're going to do next. It up and select user is going to take in the current user ID. It's also going to take in the selected user ID. So we could say selected user ID. It's also going to take the current username. We could say the current username, and it's also going to take the current user's photo URL. Current user photo URL, and the selected username, the same for the selected username, and the selected user photo URL. And it's going to be an async method that is going to resolve to a future. So we could tell it, we could say here future, and this is going to be an async, and the async is going to, we're going to come here and yeah, let's just take care of that a bit. To do first is, when you select a user, you want to first essentially delete them from your selected list. That is, when you tick this, they will no longer be in your selected list, right? So we will move them from your selected list to your matched list. They're no longer people you have selected, they're people you have matched, right? So if they're in the selected list, you move them to the matched list. So the first thing we could do is we could pass the current user and the selected user to the delete user, so that we can remove them from the selected lists, because now they're in the matched list, right? They're moving down from down here to up here. That's what is happening. So for that, we come down here and we say delete user, and we can pass in the current user ID and the selected user. That's the first thing we do. So they're no longer, after you hit the, it's going to be a red hat. Here it's white. Yeah, but we're going to fix it in our version. We're going to make everything red, and maybe even get rid of this. It looks hideous to do this and then not have it gray here. Anyway, we'll fix it. And like I said, UI isn't my strongest suit, but yeah, I'm learning. Await Firestore, so we're going to get Firestore, and what we're going to get is the collection users and the current user ID. Yeah, so, and we are going to reach into, yeah, so basically we could come and copy, I'm guessing we could come and copy this part, this, like so, and yeah, we could copy it like so. What's this? We could come and copy it, and we could put it here like so. Yeah, we're reaching into the users collection. We're passing the current user ID. The current user ID, and we're reaching into a collection of matched lists there, and we are picking on a document called selected user ID. And what we're going to do is we're going to set data, and the data is of course going to be a map, so we can do this. And instead of data here, we could say it's going to be name, and the name is selected username, like so. And the photo URL is going to be the photo URL, and this is going to be selected photo URL, like so. So yeah, that's one thing we're going to do. And after that, we're going to come down here and say return await Firestore, and we're going to reach into the collection called users. Basically, we could do this. We could come here and copy this. Copy. And why is it dot? Yeah, so basically we're reaching into the collect, and this is going to be selected user. We could say selected user ID, and this is going to be the matched list, and this is going to be the current user ID, and we're going to set the data. And yeah, basically that. We have the matches repository done, and we can now proceed to the matches block. I think that can be the topic of another video. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. If you have a question, you can leave it in the comment section. If you are most welcome to like the repository on GitHub. And yeah, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good day.